his oldest son held court in Bathsheba, but, oh, is that all you want me to do?
Okay, that's enough, okay. And it came about when Samuel was old that he appointed his sons judges over Israel. Remember, we're still in the book of Judges. So remember that. We're actually at the end of Judges. Judges are still judging, okay? So we have, so we're touching a little bit still on Judges, even though on Word. 1 Samuel, okay? And the name of the firstborn was Joel. Joel. Now, he named these boys good. What does Joel mean? Remember? Joel. Huh? What would Joel mean? Anybody remember? Write this down in your Bible in 8 ages.
Something to do with
Here we go.
God.
All right. What?
Something to do with the Lord, with God.
Jehovah is God. All right. Jehovah is God. Now, that's a pretty good name, isn't it? All right. Now, these boys weren't too good of boys, just like Eli's sons. You know, children have always gone astray, seems like, all the way through since the garden. Okay? And then the other one was Abijah. All right? Abijah. What is the word for father in Hebrew? Abba. So what do we have here? Let's look at this word. Abba. What is it? Father. Abijah. Let's just take a guess now. I'm not going to tell you, and I want you to guess this one out. Father. Ab. Father. What's the rest of it? Huh? Huh? What? My father is Jehovah. That's what it means. My father is Jehovah. Now the Jehovah Witnesses business here, now we know who this Jehovah is. Who is this Jehovah? Jesus. That's who it is. Joshua. All right, Jesus. So we have here, Jehovah is God, and my father is Jehovah.
Yeah.
That's good names, aren't they? How could you get better names than that? He could name those boys right, didn't he? All right. And the name of the firstborn was Jehovah is God, and the name of the second was my father is Jehovah. Now just go back to Samuel. Go back to Samuel. How did Samuel come into this world? Remember the story? He was born to a barren woman. So God interceded, and Samuel had a miraculous birth. Not only did he have a miraculous birth, but then she had children after that. All right? And I believe Samuel was looking back to the time when he was born and says, my father is Jehovah. In other words, I had a miraculous birth. Because of God, my father, I was brought into this world for this purpose. Okay? For this purpose. All right? Are you cold?
Yes, that's
Is it cold coming out there?
She thought that side was warmer, so, but she said it's the same.
All right.
Too hot over here, too cold over there.
It's a lot,
Over there where she was sitting
well, it's up to 65 degrees now in here.
Right
It's
there
getting-
is warmer.
We got out of the 30s and 40s at least.
Sit up front and you feel it warmer.
When I came in here, there was strong icicles hanging. The lights wouldn't even come on. It was so cold in here. Took us 30 minutes for the lights to come on this morning. You ought to be thankful, see, that your old teacher's here 30 minutes early, so I can.
Yeah, that's good.
That better? All right, yeah. All right, let's go on now. And number 3, Brother Randall, number 3.
But his sons did not walk in his ways. They turned aside after dishonest gain and took bribes and perverted justice.
All right. Filthy lucre was their father, wasn't it? In their minds. God wasn't their father. Jehovah wasn't their father. But the almighty green was their father. Greed. Okay? They went aside after dishonest gain, took bribes, and perverted justice. They were judges now. Sound like 1415 Truxton Avenue down there? That sounds just like Truxton Avenue, doesn't it? That's what the courthouse is for all you people out there who don't know. All right. Number 4, Brother Mike.
Then all the elders of Israel gathered together and came to Samuel at Ramah.
All right. They came to Samuel at Ramah. And what did they say, Brother Mike?
Behold, you have grown old, and your sons do not walk in your ways. Now appoint a king for us to judge us like all the nations.
Oh, boy. Appoint a king for us to judge us like all the nations. What was the problem here? Who was Israel's king?
God.
Jehovah was their king. He was their king. This is a theocracy. We supposedly have a democracy. Supposedly have a democracy. I think the only democracy on this continent was the one that was here before. The Indian democracy. But we're supposed to live under democracy, okay? That means the what? What does democracy mean?
Everyone
It comes from demos in Greek. Huh?
A democratic republic is what we have.
Uh-huh. Well, what does democracy mean?
It means everyone's supposed to get a vote.
Vote.
Demos comes from man, people, okay, people ruling.
That's not always
Democracy. Okay? Democracy. All right? But in Israel, they didn't have a democracy. They had what? A theocracy. All right, a theocracy. A theocracy. Well, now they have rejected God as their king. That's what they've done. They didn't have any confidence in Samuel's sons. That was legitimate, wasn't it? That was a legitimate gripe. What should Israel have done? What should they, well, they complained about the boys because the boys were no good, okay? What should they have asked Samuel to do?
get rid of his son.
Get rid of the boys and put somebody in their place. That's what they should have done. And still they would have had judges that were led by God himself, okay?
So Eli had two bad sons.
And he has two bad sons. The same old story. They must have learned their tricks from Eli's sons. But Eli's sons, what happened to Eli's sons?
God killed them.
God killed them. That should have been a lesson. This is one generation before this now, you know, just one generation back. Number 6. Number 6. Brother Rex.
See, but the thing displeased Samuel when they asked, give us a king to judge us. And Samuel prayed unto the Lord.
All right, it displeased Samuel. All right, it displeased. Sister Andino, number 7.
And the Lord said to Samuel, hear the voice of the people in all that they say to you, for they have not rejected you, but they have rejected me, that I should not reign over them.
All right, they have rejected me from being king over them. They have not rejected you. They have rejected me from being king over them. Now, sunshine. Number 8.
As they have done from the day I brought them up out of Egypt until this day, forsaking me and serving other gods, so they are doing to you.
All right. Now they wanted a king. They wanted a king. Now Samuel's going to give them some prophecy. Prophecy. What's prophecy mean? Brother Floyd, number 10. Uh-huh. What, number 9. Number 9.
Now then hearken to their voices only. You shall solemnly warn them, and show them the ways of the king who shall reign over them.
Okay, I'm going to show you the procedure, the ways, the working orders of the king that's going to reign over you. Now this is prophecy, because God is what? Remember one of the basic things that God is? God is omniscient. He is omniscient. And this is prophecy now. He said, this is what's going to happen to you when you get this king. This is what the king's going to do. This is going to be his marching orders. All right? It's going to be his marching orders.
And the people of Israel, they have forgotten that they were different than the other nations.
That's right.
And now they are saying, we want to have a king
Yep.
like the other nations.
Yeah. God had warned them to be separate and be different from all the other nations. Why was God kicking the Canaanites out of the land? Why was he kicking them out? Because they were ungodly buzzards. They were godless. They were godless with Jehovah, but they had plenty of gods to spare. But they were serving the wrong God. All right? And they were perverse in their way. You know, in false religion, is going to do one of two things. Okay? it will lead you totally into what we call licentiousness. You can do anything you want to in a false religion. Everything's okay. Or it will ask more of you than God himself does. That's right. Either it will lead you into total licentiousness, or it will make a total slave out of you and ask more of you than God does. And right here, they had both ways in this language. All right? Number 10, Brother Floyd.
So Samuel told all the words of the Lord to the people who were asking a king from him.
All right, so he's going to tell all these words to them that ask for a king now. Brother David, number 11.
And he said, "This will be the procedure of the king who will reign over you. He will take your sons and place them for himself in his chariots and among his horsemen, and they will run before his chariots."
First of all, there's going to be a draft. We're going to set up a draft, a military draft. Okay, we're going to draft all of your sons. We're going to draft all of your sons. And not only is he going to draft their sons, he's going to draft their daughters. We're going to find out in a minute. Now he's going to ask, you work 1 week in his field, and you can go home and work a week in your field. You're going to work for him for a week, and you're going to work for yourself for a week. In other words, how much taxes is that?
50%.
50% at least. That's not all now. That's not all. Let's go on and look. What's going to happen here? Yeah, he will take your sons into a military draft and place them for himself in his chariot. Do you have your Amplified Bible with you today, brothers? No, don't have it today. And among his horsemen they will run before his chariots. They're going to make messengers out of it. You're going to have warriors and messengers. Now number 12. Linda.
Some will be made to lead his troops into battle, while others will be slave laborers. They will be forced to plow in the royal fields and harvest his crops without pay, and make his weapons and chariots equipment.
Oh boy. This is quite a deal in it. He will appoint for himself commanders of thousands, of 50, some to do his plowing. Remember what I told you? He's gonna have them on his farm. And to reap his harvest, and to make his weapons of war and equipment for chariot. He's going to have factories, and he's going to have work farms. You may as well become slaves. This is what you call a penal institution here. And they haven't done anything. But they're going to get it. They're going to be corrected by the king they asked for. Okay? They were not supposed to be like the rest of the nations that had a king over them, because God is their king. Now you're going to have a king over you. He's going to demand a lot of things of you. Number 13. Number 13. This is what he's going to do to the women there, Brother Randall.
He will take your daughters to be perfumers, cooks, and bakers.
All right, he'll take your daughters to be apothecaries, those who mix and burn perfumes and incense in the king's palace. All right, he's going to make them, he's going to turn them into apothecaries, those that make all of these incenses for his palace. He's going to he's going to draft the daughters too. All right, and cooks and bakers. He's going to make them cook his fancy feasts. All right, number 14 there, Jessica.
He will take the best of your fields and vineyards and olive groves and give them to his attendants.
All right, he's going to take the best of your field. Now, confiscation of property. They're going to confiscate your property. And your vineyards and your olive groves, and give them to his servants. All right? Yeah, pay off. Wonderful.
This hasn't changed.
That just sounds like 14, 15 trucks an avenue, doesn't it? Oh boy. Who rules has the most money and the most power, as always. Okay? Number 15, Brother Mike.
And he will take 1/10 of your seed and of your vineyards and give to his officers and to his servants.
All right. Now, not only he's going to make slaves out of you, but what you do make off your ground, he's going to take 1/10 of that and give them to what? his officers and his servants. You feel good yet? Boy, now God's warning him. He's warning them. Number 16. All right, number 16, David.
He will also take your male servants and your female servants.
Your slaves.
Into your slaves.
He's going to attach your slaves. All right, go ahead.
And your best young men and your donkeys, and use them for his work.
He's going to even have a draft on your animals. He's going to make slaves out of your slaves. He's going to make slaves out of your donkeys and your oxen. There isn't anything that he isn't going to get control of, okay? Number 17 now, Brother Mike.
You will take a tenth of your flocks, and you yourselves will become his servants.
All right, there you go. Now you're going to be a servant to the state. All right, this is going to be your new kingdom. This is the kingdom that you're asking for. All right? This is a new kingdom. Number 18. Bonnie, you want to read anything? No? Dave?
Then you will cry out in that day because of your king, whom you have chosen for yourselves. But the Lord will not answer you in that day.
All right, you're going to cry out for help in the future, and the Lord won't listen. That's it, and the Lord won't listen. Brother Rex, number 19.
Nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel, and they said, Nay, but we will have a king over us.
Oh no, we're going to have a king over us just like the rest of the nations. We're going to be just like the ungodly buzzards that God has taken the land away from. All right? So now he's going to take the land away from you with your king. All right? He's going to take the land away from you. But we'll have a king over us. Number 20, Brother Floyd.
That we also may be like all the nations, and that our king may govern us and go out before us and fight our battles.
All right, we're going to be like all the other nations. We're going to have a king that may judge over us. All right? He'll judge over us. He'll go out before us. He will fight our battles. He's going to fight our battles. Our king is going to fight our battles. Now, do you think that they heard anything that Samuel said? Who's going to fight their battles?
Like you're not going to go here.
Who's going to fight their battles? Huh? They're going to be fighting the battles. The king's going to be sitting up on the hill pointing where to go. That's the way it is. Now, among the Indian people, the Native American people, the chiefs were only chiefs as long as they led each other in battle at the front of the battle lines. How many wars do you think we'd have if our president had to go over there in the front of the lines? How many wars do you think we have? Huh? If they were on the front lines, out in the middle of it, right in the teeth of the battle. I don't think we'd ever been in Iraq. We probably never would have been in Korea. Or Vietnam. Never. And then what happens in verse number 19? 1 Samuel 8 and verse number 19. Brother John there.
Nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel, and they said, No, but we will have a king over us,
All right, now go on.
that we also may be like all the nations, and that our king may judge us and go out before us and fight our battles.
And number 21.
And Samuel heard all the words of the people, and he repeated them in the hearing of the Lord.
All right, now he repeated them as the Lord was a witness. He repeated them for the Lord to witness it against them. This is a witness against Israel, okay? He spoke the words. Now, God heard the words of the people, didn't he? But he spoke those words as a witness, all right? Number 22. All right, number 22, Sister Andina.
So the Lord said to Samuel, Heed their voice, and make them a king. And Samuel said to the men of Israel, Every man God doeth his seed.
All right. They said to the men of Israel, go everyone to his own city, go back home. Go back home now. Just go back home. Now we're going to have in chapter 9, we're going to get to see what's going to take place here now. Brother John.
There was a man of Benjamin whose name was Kirsh, the son of Abiel, the son of
Okay, now let's look at this now. Now there was a man of Benjamin. What's Benjamin mean? That's one of the sons of Israel, wasn't it? All right, that's one of it. Son of my right arm, or my right hand, okay? And his name was Kish. What does Kish mean? Huh? All right, that means bow power. The power of the bow. All right, the power of the bow. Bows. You know what the most powerful bows among the Native Americans in history? One of the most powerful bows was made out of what?
Horn.
What?
Horn.
It was made out of elk horns. And there was an Indian by the name of Two Strike. He was in Lakota. And he rode into a buffalo herd and he pulled back one of those bows that was made out of elk horn and pulled it back and shot an arrow into a buffalo bull, and it went through the buffalo bull and killed another buffalo on the other side. That's a powerful bow. That's what this means. Strong bow power. Okay? Strong bow power. All right? That's what Kish means. All right? And then son of Abiel. All right? Abiel. Let's look at all of these names because this is very important now. Okay? Abiel. All right? Abba. What does that mean? Hebrew. Father. Father of might. Father of might. All right? Father of might. And the son of Zeor. All right? Zeor means bundle. All right? Everything in the bundle. One thing in a bundle. All right? The son of Bechorath. All right? That means firstborn. First birth. That means the one of their first birth. All right? The son of Aphia. All right? The son of Aphia, the son of a Benjamite, a mighty man of what? Valor. And he had a son whose name was what?
Saul.
Saul. Saul comes from the same root as Sheol. Huh?
Ask about.
Sheol is what?
Place.
Place of departed spirits. The place asked about. Sheol. Saul was the one asked for. The one asked for. Is it getting too warm in here now? Is it still too cold? What?
It's not cold anymore.
Not cold anymore. All right. Everything's getting all right. All right. And he had a son whose name was asked for. Asked for, a choice and a handsome man. A choice and a handsome man. All right? And there was not a more, what? Handsome person than he among the sons of Israel. He's the best looking guy in the whole bunch of Israel. God gives him the choicest king now. He's the choicest king. And from his shoulders and up, he was taller than any of the people. In other words, nobody came, the tallest people only came up to his shoulders. This is a tall man. This is a great, big, tall, handsome man now. Okay? He's a tall man. They wanted a king that was so strong, one stronger than anybody. Now, they'd already had a judge that was strong, which probably, who knows how big Samson was. All right? They had a judge, and now they're going to have a king that's a judge, that's a great big guy. All right? A great big guy. He's taller than any of the people. From his shoulders up, he's at least a head taller than everybody else. And how tall is your head? Huh? How tall is that? Huh? Almost a foot taller than anybody else. That's pretty big. All right, from his shoulders up, neck and head, taller than anybody else. All right? Okay. Number 3, verse number 3, Linda.
One day Kish's donkey strayed away, so he sent Saul and a servant to look for them.
He said, go out Now the donkeys of Kish, all right. This guy, Bow Power, Saul's father. They, by the way, there wasn't any. That's basically his grandfather. They didn't have any word for that. They just called him the father. Okay, like the book about my great grandfather Sam Paul. In Hebrew, we just say he's my father. They wouldn't call him my grandfather. Okay, he's just my father. So that's what they're talking here. Instead of his grandfather or great grandfather, this is his father. Okay, how many of you knew that? And have any word for grandfather? But he's called him father. All right. Now the donkeys of Kish, Saul's father, were lost. So Kish said to his son, what his son asked for. Now, do you think that they might have asked for this guy when he was born? Think about that. Now, his name means asked for. Okay? All right. Take now with you one of the servants and go and search for the donkeys. Verse number 4, Brother David.
And he passed through the hill country of Ephraim and passed through the land of Shalisha, but they did not find them. Then they passed through the land of Shalim, but they were not there. Then he passed through the land of the Benjamites, but they did not find them.
Just keep on going there, brother.
When they came to the land of Zup,
Yep.
Saul said to his servant who was with him, come and let us return. Lest my father cease to be concerned about the donkeys and become anxious
He's
for
going to
us.
be worried about us now. We've been on this journeys for such a long time. Brother Rex, number 6.
And he said unto him, Behold, now there is in this city a man of God, and he is an honorable man, and all that he saith come true. Come to pass. Now let us go there. Peradventure he can show us our way that we should go.
All right, now he's going to tell us which way to go. All right, there's a man of God there, and everything that he says comes true. Brother Floyd, number 7.
Then Saul said to the servant, But if we go, what can we bring the man? For the bread in our sacks are gone, and there is no present to bring to the man of God. What have we?
What do we have? Nothing. You know, when somebody always comes before a man of God, they always bring you a present. Did you know that? They always bring you a present. All the way through history, they brought a present. All the time. Because it was a privilege to be in their presence. Privilege to be in their presence. Number 8 now. Number 8, Brother Randall.
The servant answered Saul again and said, Behold, I have in my hand a fourth of a shekel of silver. I will give it to the man of God, and he will tell us our way.
All right. Now, formerly in Israel, when a man went to inquire of God, he used to say, Come and let us go to the seer. All right. Where do you think that came from? Huh? Where do you think that came from? That came out of paganism. But also, the man of God could really see far ahead, couldn't he? The real man of God. All right? Formerly in Israel, when a man went to inquire of God, he used to say, Come, let us go to the seer, the fortune teller. For he who is called a prophet now is formerly called a seer. All right. Then Saul said to his servant, Well said. Come, let us go. So he went to the city where the man of God was. Okay? Went to the city where the man of God. Brother Mike, verse number 11.
And they went up the slope to the city. They found young women going out to draw water, and said to them, Is the seer here?
All right, now, in biblical days, the women did all the hard work. Did you know that? That's why they got such strong muscles. They did all the drawing of water and all the gathering of wood and all that kind of stuff. All right? They did all this. And where did the young women usually, where did they go and find their husbands in the biblical days? Where did they run upon their husbands usually? At the well. So many times at the well, because they went out to draw. Okay? They went out to the well. All right, so now here's where they see this woman. They ask her where the prophet is. Number 12, Sister Andino.
And they answered them and said, Yes, there he is, just ahead of you. Hurry now, for today he came to this city, because there is a sacrifice of the people today on the high place.
All right, the high place is what? That's the place where they go up and they worship God, okay? The high places. All right, number 13 now. We're getting closer to the first king of Israel, Sister Linda.
Hold on.
9 and verse 13.
Yes, they replied, stay right on this road. He lives just inside the city gates. He has just arrived back from a trip to take part in a public sacrifice up on the hill. So hurry, because he'll probably be leaving about the time you get there.
All right,
Yes.
now hurry up and go up on top of the mountain and find him up there, because he's offered the sacrifice up there, and he must bless the sacrifice, and afterwards they who are invited will eat, okay? And they will go up for you, and you will find him at once, okay? Number 14, Brother Rex.
And they went up into the city, and when they were come into the city, behold, Samuel came out against them, for to go up to the high place.
All right, now here's Samuel now. This is the man they're looking for. What do you think's going to happen here, Brother Randall? Let's look and see. Number 15.
15. Now, a day before Saul's coming, the Lord had revealed this to Samuel, saying, about this time tomorrow I will send you a man from the land of Benjamin, and you shall anoint him to be prince over my people Israel, and he will deliver my people from the hand of the Philistines, for I have regarded my people because their cry has come to me.
All right, now Samuel here, God has told him that he is going to receive a prophet of God, all right, the king of God here, that this is going to be the man that's going to finish delivering Israel from the Philistines, okay? This is the man, right here. He said, I've heard my people's cry before, and now I have sent them deliverers, and here we have another judge. In all reality, we have another judge and the first king of Israel, okay? Another judge and the first king of Israel. Now, who do you think that will finally fulfill all of the prophecies of the king that they asked for? Who is the king that's going to do the most harm to them and take the most advantage of them? Solomon. It wasn't Saul. It wasn't David, even though Saul and David both did this. The epitome, the crowning, the cream of the crop that was going to take advantage of them like the prophecy said, Samuel told them, is going to be the greatest king of Israel, so-called, Solomon. All right? Number 17, Brother David.
When Samuel saw Saul, the Lord said to him, behold, the man of whom I spoke to you, this one shall rule over my people.
Okay, this is the one. This is the one asked for. Brother Randall, 18 now.
Then Saul approached Samuel in the gate and said, please tell me where the seer's house.
All right. So where the seer's house is now, he's in the gate. What's in the gate? Remember the gate of the city. So what takes place out there in the gate?
Judgment.
It's the court.
Judgment. That's where the court is. This is where the court is. Now there's going to be witnesses there at the gate, isn't there? This is kind of an inner gate where this is the courthouse. When you went to every city that you went to, in the gate was a courthouse where they did all the judgments. So Saul goes into the courthouse and he asks where the prophet of God is. Now all of these people, witnesses there, the jury and the judges are there. Okay. Number 19. Number 19, Sister Andina.
Samuel answered Saul and said, I am the seer. Go up before me to the high place, for you shall eat with me today, and tomorrow I will let you go, and I will tell you all that is in your heart.
All right. I'll tell you all that is in your mind. All right. Now the donkeys. Was this the whole story? Why did the donkeys get lost?
God sent him.
Now the donkey's been found.
They found their way home.
All right, the donkey has been found. Now, this is the whole purpose of the donkeys. All right? All right, the whole purpose of the donkeys. Okay, young lady, you want to read number 20?
As for the donkeys, you lost 3 days ago. Do not worry about them. They have been found. And to whom is all the desire of Israel turned, if not to you and all your father's family?
All right. For whom is all that is desirable in Israel? It is not for you, for all your father's household. And Saul answered and said, I am not a Benjamite of the smallest of the tribes. Am I not a Benjamite of the smallest of the tribes of Israel? And my family the least of all the families in the tribe of Benjamin? Why then do you speak to me in this way? I'm just a little guy. I mean, look, he's head and shoulders above everybody. But you know what? When Saul was first called of God, he was shy. He was a shy man. He was backwards. He was humble. He had humility. All right? But things are going to change. Things are going to change. All right. 22, Dr. John.
Now Samuel took Saul and his servant and brought them into the hall
All right, what hall?
inside the gate.
Okay, the judgment hall for everybody to see. This is to witness. This is the courtroom, okay? Go ahead now, brother.
And had them sit in the place of honor among those who were invited. There were about 30 persons. And Samuel said to the cook, bring the portion which I gave you, of which I said to you, set it apart.
Now, what would they, back in this period of time, now the honored guest would get how much? You remember how much the honored guest would get? What did Joseph do in Egypt to his brother? He gave him twice as much as all the rest. Okay, this is a special portion. When you give somebody twice as much, everybody gets a, well, for instance, okay? Now they go into this judgment hall and courtroom and feasting place, all the same, all right? They go in there and everybody gets a Cornish game hen, a little Cornish game hen, like this on his plate, okay? Anybody been down to that place where they fight all those, down in Los Angeles, there's a place, what's the name of that place where they joust and all that stuff?
Oh, you mean medieval?
Medieval
Times. Anybody been down to medieval times? That's a pretty neat place to go. Marilyn went down there and she didn't like it at all. They gave her a chicken and didn't give her anything to eat it with. She had to pick it up with her fingers and eat it. She didn't like that. She said, where's the forks and knives? She said, no, you don't get any. When they did this, they didn't have it.
With no spoon.
And with no spoon, you had to drink the soup. All right, that's the way they ate back then, you know. Now they set this mess or whatever it was. Let's just say, for instance, that they gave him a chicken in front of everybody. Got a chicken to pull apart and eat. Well, here, and this person gets 2 chickens. Double as much as everybody else. He's kind of a big guy, but they're going to give him double what everybody else gets. All right? This is a thing of honor now. A thing of honor. All right? Where did we end up?
24.
24. All right. Go ahead, Brother John.
So the cook took up the thigh with its upper part and set it before Saul. And Samuel said, here it is. What was kept back? It was set apart for you. Eat, for until this time it has been kept for you. Since I said I invited the people, so Saul ate with Samuel that day.
Go ahead, brother.
When they had come down from the high place into the city, Samuel spoke with Saul on the top of the house. They arose early, and it was about the drawing of the day that Samuel called to Saul on the top of the house, saying, get up, that I may send you on your way. And Saul arose, and both of them went outside, he and Samuel. As they were going down to the outskirts of the city, Samuel said to Saul, tell the servant to go ahead of us. And he went on, but you stand here a while, that I may announce to you the word of God.
All right. Now, this is great now. Chapter 10 now. This is the place. Chapter 10. 10 and verse 1, Brother Mike. I'm going to let you do this now. This is a thing of honor.
Then Samuel took the flask of oil, poured it on his head, kissed him, and said, has not the Lord anointed you a ruler over his inheritance?
Oh, boy. Here now, Saul doesn't know anything about this now. Now they're going to take Saul, and they're going to make him king.
And
And he didn't
home,
want to be.
and he goes home and goes, "Hey, Dad, guess what? I'm king now."
All right. All right. And when you go from me today, then you will find 2 men close to Rachel's tomb in the territory of Benjamin at the Zilzah, and they will say to you, the donkeys which you went to look for have been found. Now behold, your father has ceased to be concerned about the donkeys and is worried about you, saying, what shall I do about my son? The donkeys came home. Now comes home the son. And then you will go on further from there, and you will come as far as the oak of Tabor. And there are 3 men going up to God at Bethel. Will meet you. Bethel means what? Remember what Bethel means? Anybody remember? House of God. All right. To meet you, one carrying 3 kids, and another carrying 3 loaves of bread, and another carrying a flask or a jug or a big container of wine. And they will greet you and give to you the 2 loaves of bread, which you will accept from their hand. And afterwards, boy, I mean, this is prophecy, isn't it? All right, this is prophecy. And after you will come to the hill of God, where the Philistine garrison is, and it shall be as soon as you have come there to the city, that you will meet a group of prophets coming down to the high place with a harp and tambourine and flute and a lyre before you, and they will be prophesying, and the Spirit of the Lord will come upon you mightily, and you shall prophesy with them and be changed into another man. Boy,
The Spirit of the Lord.
what a story. And it shall be that when these signs come to you, do for yourself that the occasion requires, for God is with you. And you shall go down before me to Gilgal, and behold, I will come down to offer burnt offerings and sacrifices, peace offerings, and you will wait 7 days until I come to you and show you what you should do. And then it happened, when he turned his back to leave Samuel, God changed his heart. And all those signs came about in that day. When they came to the hill, behold, a group of prophets met him, and the Spirit of God came upon him, and he prophesied. Now he became a prophet. He prophesied. Saul prophesied. And it came about when all knew him previously, saw that he prophesied now with the prophets, that they said to one another, what has happened to the son of Kish? Is Saul among the prophets? And the men there answered and said, now who is their father? There it became a proverb, is Saul among the prophets? All right, became a byword in that land, okay? When he had finished prophesying, he came to the high place. Now Saul's uncle said to him and his servant, where do you go? And he said, to look for the donkeys. And when he saw that he could not be found, he went to Samuel. And Saul's uncle said, please tell me what Samuel said to you. So Saul said to his uncle, he told us plainly that the donkeys had been found, but he did not tell him about the matter of the kingdom which Samuel had mentioned. And number 17 is where we're going to start next week. Number 17. All right? Right there. That's where we're going to start. We covered a lot of ground today, but we're going to be covering it a lot faster.
What's Saul's name?
Saul means ask for. Saul's name means ask for. All right? Have you learned a little something today? All right? Saul was a different person when he was called out to be king, and he changed. In some ways, he changed for not so good. All right? Brother David, I'm going to turn this over to you.
On our announcements today, we have, there's going to be class pictures for next week.